Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. This week, Nickelodeon has something in the rafters, and it's not an idea, it's something else.
Nickelodeon was the first person to turn slime into a verb, causing those crazy chemicals to shoot out of different things onto some of your favorite people. And today on the episode, we talk to the people who are responsible for slime.
What is slime? How is it made? Who thought of this? How does it work? All these questions and more from the people who love slime the most.
Let's listen in.
Guys, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome that we're all here together on mic.
Slime Team 5, assembled. Slime Team 5.
I hope this thing doesn't shoot out at me, am I right? I hope this thing doesn't shoot out green stuff at me, am I right?
You mean the mic?
Yeah.
Anybody check the ceiling? Anybody check up there?
Oh, yeah,
Anybody
I checked
check
it
up
all.
there?
I've checked it all.
Yes.
Man.
This is, I just feel like we are peeking back the curtain, the wet, disgusting curtain that is our lives.
It's kind of like Wizard of Oz, more like Wizard of Slime. A Wizard of Slime moment. It's fun to talk about. It's really,
But I will
really fun.
say emphasis on peeking back. We're certainly not peeling it because we're not going to show you everything. If you're watching to get all the answers, there are some secrets we are going to be keeping.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the slime is mystery. That's what keeps people coming back to it, for sure.
Yeah, if we give away the full mystery of slime, we're out of work. We don't have jobs
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah,
So you're going to
Aside-
see the Oscars sliming people because they'll know all the secrets.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is
can't wait.
stopping everyone else from sliming each other? You know what I mean? It's the mechanics and the mystery. So we can't give away the keys to the castle, but we can show you what is happening.
Slime is 83% mystery, but we'll show you the other 17%, no problem.
It's like Dr. Pepper, really.
Yeah.
It's like
It
Dr.
is.
Pepper, the formula.
Really
There's
is.
a lot of similarities between slime and Dr.
Well, we
Pepper.
can't reveal everything. We don't want to reveal everything, but the crossover between ingredients of Dr. Pepper and ingredients of slime, very, very similar at the end of the day.
And we've already said too much, but maybe we can go around and introduce ourselves. I'm Freddie Gumbo. I am a slime stand-in. I'm sort of on the design team, but I'm mostly the guy who is hands-on testing out the slime to see how it feels to get slimed. So anytime we're testing out a new model or we want to see, how a certain celebrity would respond, I do impressions too, and so I'll step in and I will get slimed on behalf of the team. So that's sort of what I do, but I'm stoked to be here. This is a great group of guys.
Let me tell
Freddie-
you something. Oh, sorry, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, Freddie, it might surprise people that the stand-in introduces themselves first, almost as if to say the stand-in is the most important person of the team. But here in the Slime Factory, you actually are, because sometimes we are kind of daydreaming what slime will look like, but it doesn't matter what it looks like because it has to hit the face a certain way. And it has to be healthy, and it has to be safe. And so what you've done for us is actually vital.
True. And I mean, you guys don't even know what goes on. Dress rehearsal on some of these award shows. We'll have Freddie Gumbo move a little bit to the left, slime him, realize the light's not hitting good, have him move a little bit to the right, slime his ass again.
Yeah,
so this
and I
person
gotta
is
say-
persistent.
I gotta say, and this has been my note for years, we gotta light before we test the slime, right? Because we're wasting a lot of slime when what we're trying to fix is a lighting issue.
It's
and
rehearsals,
I really think
then
we should
lighting.
light
It's
first.
rehearsals, then
Rehearsals,
lighting.
then lighting.
It
Agree to
always
disagree,
has, always
Gumbo.
will be.
Agree to disagree, Gumbo.
Yeah.
I always forget the order. Freddie gets blasted with like 16 gallons.
Yeah.
Because also, we got to get the slime used to the space. And that's how we do it. It has to acclimate because depending on the temperature of the auditorium, we have to get the lump correct. And that's how we do it. It's just like a bagpipe player gets in 30 minutes before a gig.
Right.
We got a slime.
Just like a bagpipe player gets in 30 minutes before a gig.
That's true.
Gotta warm up in the space.
Sometimes the stage manager of the Dolby Theater or Nokia Live will show up, and we've already been there for 2 hours, and they go, "What happened here?" And we said, "We're ready," is what happened. We're ready.
Oh my
we're ready
God,
thanks to Freddie.
The number of times Freddie said, "Clean up on aisle 5."
Yeah. I'll mix it up. That's kind of my standard industry joke to break the ice when you can tell the venue's getting a little upset with us. I'll say, clean up on aisle 5. Sometimes if I know the venue guy, I'll say, clean up on aisle Freddie. But if I don't know them, I stick to numbers because the joke is more applicable that way. They're used to a grocery store. They have a base reality and understanding. But it's great to work here, and I love working with these group of guys. So yeah, let's go around.
Well, I'll go ahead and go next. My name is Dart Verhoeven. I used to work at JPL. I used to work on spaceships and rockets and missiles, and now I am the projectile expert for slime. And I am in charge of making sure that basically the canister, the cannons, and all of the hydraulics are working right to make sure that it's hitting our target right on. And I am very passionate about it. I first left JPL after an undisclosed mistake that I can't talk about, but I will say it has set us back many years, war-wise. Regardless, I went into fireworks, pyrotechnics. I was working on a lot of sets. I did all the Expendables, and it just wasn't fulfilling me. And what I realized was people are expecting rockets and bullets and stuff to come out of the canisters I'm making. I want something surprising to come out. So I worked a little bit in the novelty can of peanuts game as well, where you'd open it and snakes would come out. And then I decided to move on into slime. And I'm really happy to be here.
And it's awesome to hear about, and it's true when he says that he doesn't talk about his undisclosed mistake at JPL, but that doesn't mean he doesn't sleep talk about it. If you spend enough time with him in the break room, you would sort of get to piece together some of the clues. He'll say, untested, not ready, mumble, 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 Chipotle, mumble, 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 the screws, and so it's been fun trying to guess. And
all the guys,
you let us guess.
We all have a shared notes app on there where we write down little things we've heard you say.
Okay.
In hopes of one day figuring out what the hell you did, buddy.
I wish you'd share it. I'd tell you if you're getting colder or hotter. Also, Gumbo mentioned something that kind of referenced it a little bit, the break room. We do, the slime department, our building is kind of like a firehouse in that we have bunks and we stay there all the time, and we do a lot of overnights, and we also have a big pole. I just wanted to bring that up. So one of my favorite things about working here.
Oh, the whoopee cushions on deck.
A break room, more like a prank room. It's filled with little pranks and stuff.
That's really good.
Really. Hey guys, I'm Vanilla Jackson. I'm Vanilla Jackson. I am such an honored person to be here with this team of guys. This is the best job ever. I was recruited by Dart. Dart brought me on because I was the first guy to start. I'm kind of the inventor, people don't really realize it, to icing people, smearing off icing people. God. I went to college about 20 years ago, and that's when I started it. And I would just ice everybody. And then there was a New York Times article about me, about a man who iced every single person in his life in a year. And that's when I think Dart reached out to me via email.
Mm-hmm. And remember that? Remember email?
Remember that, buddy.
I remember email. Those days before the slime slack.
We used to send full emails before actually just going on the slime slack going 3, 2, 1, push the button. You know what I mean? So I'm part of Dart will create, the system behind it. Freddie will hold still for lighting, and I'm the one that will usually design when we're gonna scare the shit out of them with it. We could stick a slime in the shower. We could stick it in a box. We could do anything we want with it, and that's my freaking weirdo brain. Yeah,
Vanilla is such a weirdo. Yeah.
Vanilla's our time designer. It's kind of like Doctor Strange. It's spooky a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat chaotic, huh, Vanilla? I mean, you're pure chaos. I saw the old vids from college.
Oh, thank you.
The way you did
yeah.
your grandma.
Oh, I
way
know. I stuck a Smirnoff Ice in her IV bag, and she had to do it.
Yeah, literally.
She died, unfortunately. She died.
Yeah,
It
she
was
did
awful.
die.
You
But
cannot.
that was
we
because
learned
she
a
was
hard
sick
level.
before. She was sick before, and I'll leave it at that.
Just because you're sick before doesn't mean you die. It definitely was a Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, I think she had a
Straight to the
common
veins.
cold, right? It was just a common cold.
But she was sick before, so that takes the death.
Not a total free walk in the park.
Yeah.
Not
I
free
did read the
parking,
IV.
if you
The IV
will.
was a luxury. It's one of those things where we'll just clear this out fast. This should make things actually fast because an IV can clear you out quicker.
Yeah, it's one of those influencer hydration IVs, not even a keep her alive IV. And
Well, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you introduce yourself, buddy? Come on. You do it first. You do it first.
Yeah. So my name's Peter Jerky McJiggler. Peter Jerky McJiggler. You guys know me as Jerky. I like to jerk people around.
The prank master himself is finally speaking up.
Yeah, I'm usually the quiet one around the office. I do have a lot of physical energy. But to let you all know, my job essentially on the slime team is a very social one. I usually spend about weeks to months vetting celebrities that we could potentially slime at the awards or on some sort of show. And I usually go undercover for about that entire period just
Huge.
to
You're
become
deep
close.
undercover too.
Deep
I mean,
undercover. I'll run in at coffee shops.
deep
run into them.
prosthetics jerky's in.
Oh yeah. Usually I enhance my weight, or what I'll also do is I'll usually just do a Voldemort prosthetic, no nose, just slits.
That's awesome, because and I've seen that Voldemort slit nose. It does call more attention to yourself, but in a different way. Sort of in a, wow, LA is crazy type way, and not in a, that guy's spying on a celebrity way.
Yeah,
For sure.
but I also want to call out people, it's very smart because it's so strange that if someone were to call you out, other people would say, don't bring that up, right? That's actually mean to bring up. So it's weird kind of psychology where it's so freaky that it would be offensive to bring up, which I think is really smart.
Exactly.
I want to say we would be nowhere without Jerky. I mean, you're listening to this interview because you want to know the mechanics of the slime, and you don't know, because we're hiding this and because Jerky does a good job, you don't know what it looks like when someone gets slimed and they get pissed, because we vet that out.
Right.
You don't, like, if you don't want to see Anne Hathaway have a freaking bitch because the slime ruined her hair, so Jerky's gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
And I just want to say our official position as the Nickelodeon Slime Team is that Anne Hathaway is a bitch.
She's so ready to just freak out any second. I mean,
You can write
she's
that down.
so ready.
You can quote us on that. No, it's cool because a lot of people must assume, oh, you probably just go out to their PR teams and you ask, like, does Justin Bieber want to get slimed? But that's not how we do things at Nickelodeon. We have you on the ground. Sussing those things out so that PR people don't even have to ask that uncomfortable question. You're saving a lot of women a lot of time and energy and emotional space.
Yeah, and Jerky, I mean, let's not bury the lead here. You're also lightly conditioning them to things being thrown in their face or falling on top of them. So sometimes they'll be, starts with a Splenda packet. It starts with some other things. You kind of accidentally, so they're used to it in a way. Some people might call it grooming. I certainly don't. I think it's work.
No,
Wet
what
grooming.
I do totally. I mean, you could see it as grooming. You could see it as grooming, but
You want to own that, huh?
actually not. No. I do not groom. Let it be known. What I do is purely organic. They're coyote-like stunts. Roadrunner and Coyote. They're coyote-like stunts that I slowly pull on them over time with increasing intensity until the award show.
Yeah.
It is insane
not
to
grooming.
watch. I mean, it is it's definitely not grooming, but it's grooming adjacent. I mean, you're not grooming a child. Well, sometimes I guess you are kind of getting children
No,
to
I'm
see
not.
if they...
And
it's
again,
not
before you
grooming.
soundbite this, before you clip this, that's not what we mean. No.
There, you got your clip. Okay.
Everybody, by the way, we know that everyone's going to be watching this to get their big clip. Everyone is always wanting to get the Slime Team because we've gotten you. Guess what? Tough titty, it doesn't work like that. I also want to bring up jerky, something that is also an occupational hazard for you that we've seen happen many times. Because you're interacting with these people in the wild, it ends up to sometimes become kind of a meet cute. And the amount of times we've had to stop you from falling in love with some of these celebrities because you met them in the wild rom-com style, it's just been too much.
Halle Bailey, Jessica Chastain, Halle Berry, and James Corden. We had
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
He's a
yeah,
sweet
we
guy.
still
Are
get-
they
He's
are
a
they
sweet guy.
devastated? Are they devastated when they find out it's kind of just been a ruse the whole time?
Yeah. It usually plays out in sort of a rom-com fashion
Oh, so sad. Without the third act.
without the third act. We have never gotten back together after a reveal.
Well, you're famously married in a really profound way. And
Yes, you're
so-
famously married in a really profound way. Can you care to elaborate that?
Yeah, so I did get married on Everest. I got married. Yeah, I got huge. I got married on Everest to an older woman. She was.
That's so profound of you, Jerky. It's so
Thanks, Vanilla.
profound of you.
Thanks, Noah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm sorry you guys didn't get invited. It's just,
okay.
not many people can handle that trek.
I get it. It's just that you invited Vogue. Vogue 23 Questions got to go and we didn't
Yeah.
get to go. So
Yeah.
that's the only bump in the road that I bump up against. But
Yeah.
but,
And you know
but
what? I
I
bump
respect you and I love you and Donna are a beautiful couple and I really I only wish the
gorgeous.
best for you guys.
You also
bump
didn't
up
even,
against-
yeah.
I bump up against Vogue 23 Questions covering an event. Usually they just do day-to-day lifestyles. And I bump up against them coming and doing that for a huge ceremony.
Yeah,
I
I bump
also-
up against
I
them
groomed him.
interrupting the ceremony to do these.
Also, not to really belabor the Vogue thing, but I also bump up against that you only invited 23 of the 73 questions. I think that's offensive and rude, and I think the 50 questions that didn't get to come were really upset.
They're an ensemble, dude.
Yeah, and those are usually the juicier ones. So
Yeah.
it turned out to be a shit clip. It's a total shit clip. We didn't get much from it. We didn't release it.
Oh, and we know shit clips. Speaking of,
Hey, what's up? I'm Jonathan Nickelodeon.
There's that little shit clip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
okay,
I am.
shit clip.
I'm
a
kind
shit
of,
clip with
you know,
legs.
yeah, I get bullied a lot. They feel like they can push me around, because yeah, I'm part of the Nickelodeon heirdom, if you will, the kingdom of Nickelodeon. My grandfather started it. Nickelodeon, Nicholas Nickelodeon, passed it down to my dad, and now I'm in line for the next, big step. We're really excited. So they put me on the slime team for training, and I'm so excited. It's been such a blast working with you guys. It's been amazing. Been here for a couple years, and yeah, I'm kind of the one that gets shit on a lot because my dad owns the company. So I love slime. I've always loved it. I think I kind of was the one who came up with the idea, if I can claim it. We were watching Nickelodeon, and I was a little baby, and we were watching it on the TV, and my dad said, "Look, this is my business. This is my kingdom." And I sneezed right on the thing, and he said, "Wait, hold on a second. This kind of works." So yeah, that's kind of my claim to fame in
Incredible.
a way. So
It's
And
also-
Wow.
yeah, go ahead.
It's like when they put Kate Middleton in the British Army before she took over.
it's
Because-
exactly that. It's exactly
because
that.
you need to come in from the ground up. You need to know what it's like to work with the people at the bottom before you get to the top of that orange rocket.
And it's interesting because I will say we have been sliming since the year 1979. And so I was just curious. That would make you 60?
Yeah, so I'm 60
something?
years old. My dad has not died yet. I've been working in the company since I was
So you're
20.
more of a King Charles as opposed to a Prince
I wouldn't
William.
say I'm a King Charles. I would say I'm next up. I would say definitely soon. My daddy keeps on promising it in big ways.
Your dad is so healthy. It's so impressive the way he's running those marathons and stuff. He's really a picture of elderly
his heart and
health.
body is stronger than ever, and I don't know how he does it.
And my question is, why would you want this as a 5-year-old man when you get this? Why do you want to run a kids network? I guess that's my question.
Okay, interesting question, and I'll take it, and I love that question. I get it all the time. For me, I think it would be really fun and really interesting. I've always loved how the child brain works because I was a child, and I think it would be awesome. I think it would be great. I think we could do a lot for the company in terms of programming and events and fun. And I'm really excited to take, after being on the Slime Team for so long, I'm really excited to take Slime to the next level. We've talked about a lot. Maybe we get into the nitty gritty of Slime now. I know the listeners are really, they want to hear it.
Of course. Well, they got to know what's going on backstage, And I feel like on the Slime Slack, what I love about you, Jonathan, is on the Slime Slack, we'll be prepping, doing pre-pro for days. Jerky's deep in prosthetics at a Starbucks. Freddie's just soaking wet. And then we'll be messaging details, and you'll always just go, love this.
Yes, because I do. I really love this. The discourse is great, and I love this.
Yeah.
I love, and when you don't love this, you just ask, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Can you say it again? And you keep asking that until we change the answer. And then you say, love this.
I mean, that's a great, I'm confused. Sometimes you guys will be like, what if we slimed, people during commercials, and people would come back and say, oh, you missed this getting slimed. And I say, I'm sorry, I'm confused. And soon you guys are saying, no, that's a bad idea. And it's fun to see.
Just that specific instance, that came down from higher ups because they thought that if people came back slimed, that would imply that people needed to buy the products in order to get back to the show faster. And so that was, I think, a weird marketing.
They love that pitch that if you call and buy the product, the commercial will go away.
Well, we thought it worked that way for a while. We're not geniuses. We're
no,
Slime
you guys
Team.
are slime heads for sure.
Yeah, and we need your, brain that's fitted for children. We need that.
Thanks. Yeah, I definitely have a kid's brain. I think like a kid. I act like a kid. I love kids. Can I ask a question, because it's been one of my favorite stories. You guys have to tell some of the worst slime stories. Some of the best and worst slime stories. I love hearing them. When we get a couple Fruit by the Foots and Capri Suns in the break room going, and it's nighttime and we're all just gossiping. I love it so much. The stories go wild.
Right.
Jerky, you have the funniest story about Ariana Grande that I love. Can you just jump into that for a second?
Yeah. So Ariana Grande, she lives in Mid-City.
Isn't that insane?
Isn't
that
actually
absolutely
nuts.
insane?
That's
crazy.
I would have pegged her for Beverly Hills.
No, but she's a
maybe even
Hancock Park.
Hollywood Hills.
She's a Hancock Park girly, which
I
I
thought
find
she'd already go
funny.
to Calabasas with the way that ponytail's growing.
Yeah, the length of that yells Calabasas.
I mean, if it were shorter, I'd say Agora Hills, maybe, Van Nuys. No, it's long. It's Calabasas to a T.
Man,
She's a hippie.
That's one of
She's
the
a
funniest
hippie.
nights I can remember when we were having that conversation. That was funny stuff.
I must have had like 6 Cooler Rushes. Capri Suns?
Oh
I must have had 6.
You were so sugar high.
I was going off telling you the locations of where she lived.
And I know, and then I know it's not really coming across, but Jerky has so much physical energy. It's
He has
insane.
So much physical energy. It's nuts because you're the quiet one around the office, but I swear to God, you walked on the ceiling that night when you told us the location of where everybody was.
Well, we all put on helmets when Jerky gets the zoomies. I'll tell you that much.
Well, once I get that slime suction on my hands, I can technically scale walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you
Explain how
guys.
that works.
I
Explain
made
how
sure
that works.
That's an old
Yeah.
JPL trick. Everyone's climbing walls over there.
Oh, of course, you know the science behind it, Dart.
Redact.
Of course. Here comes the
Redacted that.
scientist.
Redacted that.
You take the
Anyways.
magic out of everything, Dart, but I love it.
No.
I love
thanks.
it.
No worries. Redacted.
We've
That was
made
redacted.
mistakes. We've made mistakes, all of us, collectively as a team. We've made mistakes individually. But listen, we fall on the sword for each other, right? I think no one lets the other one make a mistake because we just work so well together.
I mean, yeah, that was like one of the biggest, I think one of the hardest mistakes we went through was when Vanilla accidentally put some needles in slime. And it was absolutely terrible.
Well, that was
for Sarah
when y'all
Jessica
had me
Parker.
cooking the slime. You had me cooking the slime then, and that was just like not. I don't have like a food handler's permit or any cooking abilities whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right.
I eat fruit by the foot, so like to have me.
I mean,
that
we
week-
all eat fruit by the foot. Breakfast,
Yeah.
lunch,
Yeah,
and
but that's-
dinner.
yeah,
like that's
100%.
not an excuse.
No, but yeah, I guess. All I'm trying to say is at the time, and we should get into this. We have a distributor for our slime, but at the time,
Right.
this was when we were boots on the ground cooking that stuff
In-house, yeah.
in-house.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Slime is technically classified as a food, right? Because it goes in mouths. It can't be. It could be technically classified as a lot of different things, right? It could be technically classified as debris if you're not welcoming the slime. It is a particulate. It's a chemical. It's but it's slime. But it is food because it goes in mouths and noses. So that's how we
Yeah.
have to deal with it. So we deal with it like it's a food stuff. We package it, we ship it, we position it. That's how we handle it. And
Yeah.
it's caused a lot of issues sometimes because people do end up trying to buy it to use it for other things that aren't what we're using it for.
No, people, and I will say it took a while for us to get to that point where it was safely food stuff. And I bore a lot of the brunt of that. And people, you guys would sort of check in with me. Is it safe yet? Is it safe yet? Is it safe yet? And I'd kind of, based on the general vibe of where my body was going, I would have to go, no, or yes. But I don't have I'm not a scientist,
Yeah.
And
And
so
it
a
was-
lot of it I was just freewheeling.
It was a bad study too because we'd have to wait for your next bowel movement or so to see like if
Yeah.
you're if you ate it, are you sick? Like
Then we
it
started
just
betting
took
on
too
it.
long.
It became a whole thing in the office, and we got distracted. We were betting on your shits.
Yeah, well,
because
Jerky
betting is
has a
fun.
gambling
betting
problem.
is fun, and
Yeah.
so there's no way to get around that. There's no way to get around that. Betting is awesome and cool, and it's really fun to do. And I was taking bets because I know just as much as you guys. It wasn't even really insider trading,
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was gonna shit before I shit.
You
it.
won some money. You won some money on yourself.
Yeah, and you guys got a little pissed. You said, where'd that new car came from. I don't know. Every time I go to the bathroom, it's a mystery. But you're right. People were using this slime for stuff it wasn't intended for. There have been lots of the cronut phase and the all those those sort of fad dessert places. Donut Friend, they all wanted their hands on this because they
rats.
thought they could make some sort of alien crapola donut.
Well, don't even get us started on the ASMR slime niche. I
Oh
mean,
God.
Vultures. Vultures.
yeah.
You're vultures
Oh my
and you're freaks, and put it away.
Our
not even
culture is
green.
not your content.
It's not even green. You're so right.
It's not even green. They're doing all different colors. It's
not
just
even
fucking
green.
horse shit.
Because let's say it. I'm gonna say it. Hold me back if this is too much, guys. It's not slime if it isn't green.
Thank
it.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Say it and say it loud. Say it proud.
Oh.
There was the one year. It was the one year that Nickelodeon was really pushing for the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. I don't know why, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Maybe you know. And they asked us if we could do blue and red slime.
Yeah.
So that year was the one year my dad had invested in the Patriots. He was a big New England fan, and he was really pushing for the kids to get on board. Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
And it was you, Dart, who stood up and said it's not gonna fly. if
I
it's
said
not
we don't
green."
do that. No, it said it's green or I go, and that's what we made a protest, right? And we all stood outside, and
Yeah,
also
Washington.
look,
We went to Washington, right?
went to
yeah, we did the march on Washington.
Washington, yeah.
But Washington
And
State, you went to Salem.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it was
Oregon
cheaper.
and Washington
Salem,
State.
Washington. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Salem, Washington, yeah. Actually, were we in Massachusetts? Now that I think about
We
it,
might have been in Oregon. We don't know.
There's a couple Salems. There's every city, every state has a Salem. I'm pretty sure.
Here's what I'll say. I got in with slime I've already told you my history. I've already told you my past. But the reason I was brought on because there was a huge boom in slime for Slime Time Live, which was going up on TV in the late 90s, mid 2000s. And that was a huge deal. Slime was pouring out of fountains, shooting up left and right. There was slime everywhere. It was the heyday in slime. We were rolling in slime, okay?
I mean, every show had slime. Remember Figure It Out was sliming.
Yeah.
I mean,
Summer Sanders.
Strangers were getting slimed. Kids were getting slimed, and then we cheapened the slime. Now everyone was getting slimed. Now no one cared about if anyone was getting slimed. You walk around with slime on the street.
If everybody's slimed, then nobody is.
If we all listen, if we all had Oscars, an Oscar wouldn't happen. You know what I mean?
We wouldn't care. It'd be like a household trophy.
Yeah.
And that's what's the oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that's when a lot of you guys started coming in. Jerky, you were involved with so many different talent organizations, and you knew how to up the prestige. You knew which slime would move the needle, which was really important for us.
I did. It was a mid-viscous green. It was most popular during 2004. It was heavy. And everyone loved that slime. We had it in Toys R Us. We had it in McDonald's.
I love the kind of crossover deals that you got with us. I mean, we got different shows to start sliming. I mean, Desperate Housewives was one of the craziest slime crossovers I've ever seen.
Yeah, like, when Brie Vanderkamp got slimed by the man that she was sleeping with. Yeah. That was pretty crazy.
And aren't we all getting slimed by the man we're sleeping with?
Hey, now, come on.
Nah.
Sorry,
come on.
Sorry, I like to make jokes. I'm not gonna make that my thing.
You like to make jokes. No,
listen to me.
But what I want to know is, it's like it's a lot of people I think are wondering, how do you choose which celebrities get slimed? And I know we touched on this a little bit before, but Jerky, maybe you can touch on what are the qualities you look for in a celebrity to get slimed. Like, is there something in the disposition that makes them good or bad slimy wise?
Yeah, we they got to be popular. But we do focus heavily on age. As you can see, a lot of our slime combinations are older celebrity with younger celebrity. We got Downey Jr. with Bieber.
Easy.
We got Steve Carell and Tina Fey.
Classic,
there wasn't much in
Carell,
age
Tina
difference.
Fey, such an age difference there.
Yeah, they are. What are they?
Well, they're similar in age but different in disposition, so it's kind of weird.
Exactly, which is all we need, really.
Yeah.
We're
the
currently
age of their disposition is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, we take that into account. A lot of celebrities have old vibes. Like Millie Bobby Brown is super young, but she feels so old. So
when she gets slimed, she looked like she was fragile and it hurt.
Yeah. She looked like she was going to take it out on her team. I'm going to be honest. I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, she did.
And that's why Jerky's job is so important, though, because we got to be able to walk away at the end of the day scot-free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And let's not sleep on Gumbo, what Gumbo does. Gumbo, you contort your body in different ways when we're setting up to mimic certain celebrities. There was a couple that were really hard for you, right?
Yeah, I would say I struggled a lot with Dua Lipa. I was really trying to capture what her vibe was, but I had a crush on her. And so it was difficult to do her body without getting shy. And there's like a lot of people who, you have to really, because slime behaves differently on every person, Slime is going to fall much different on Meryl Streep than it does on Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I've been in the game a long time.
The cast of. And we know now, they were all kissing, and so that affected the slime. The way your hormones are, also for women, and this is something we've discovered over the years, whether or not you're ovulating determines how hard the slime hits you. Yeah. It's sort of pheromones that you're emitting are going to change the molecules in the slime. Exactly. And so you got to be prepared for all situations. And that's actually how Beyonce discovered she was pregnant. Before she told us later, thank you. I knew based on the way the slime hit me that I was expecting. I mean, Jerky needs to get literally medical documents on these clients to see if maybe they're pregnant and they haven't released it yet. Because if we slime them, it's not good.
Yeah, Jerky in the Slime Slack sends us a cycle chart every single week. Who's ovulating, who's not. He knows.
Yeah. Right now, our ovulators, Glenn Close, she still ovulates.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
What's her name? The new Cinderella.
Yes.
New Cinderella.
Good
She's
for
ovulating.
her.
Mia
Good for her.
Wasikowska? Who's the new Cinderella?
You're thinking new Snow White. New
Snow White.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rachel Ziegler.
Rachel, yeah.
Yeah, Rachel Ziegler.
So,
Oh,
you know,
good
we're
for
beating
her.
around the bush here, but as you can see, I wouldn't say, you know, just from this, I wouldn't say our slime is sentient, but it's definitely not alive. So it's something that we've been working on for years. That's why actually Dart joined, was because slime started kind of taking a mind of its own, just a little bit, bit. It's kind of like a puppy, if you will.
Yeah, so I was brought in as a slime translator. It was my official title first, where kind of like in that movie Arrival. I call it a show because I'm old. I call movies shows. It's one of my fun little things I do.
It is
And
so
I'm aware
funny
of
that
it.
you do that.
I'm
is
aware
so
of it, so it's
crazy
okay.
and wild that you
So it
do
makes you a
that.
little young that you're aware of the behavior,
Yeah,
but still
well-
old that you're doing it.
Exactly. So I watched that show Arrival, and I said, "Oh, this is a lot like what I used to do," because I'd go in and the slime would be behind a glass wall and it would be kind of bubbling, and they would ask me, "What's it want? What's it need?" And I spent some time with it, and I genuinely sat with it to be like, "Is this communicating?" And what I realized was, there was actually a boombox under it that was playing Oye Como Va, and so the rhythm was making the slime move. And I looked back and I was like, oh, these guys are high on fruit roll-ups and Capri Suns.
Don't forget hot
And now we
Cheetos.
know.
And hot Cheetos.
Now we know. We know.
so-
if we think the slime is talking to us, well, have you moved the boombox?
Yes.
Look
And-
for
and
some sort of speaker, first of all.
Something only a scientist could do.
They had worked themselves up into such a group psychosis sugar rush that they actually convinced the higher-ups that they needed new employees, hired me on. They went through the whole vetting process. I had background checks, and then I came in and said, move the boombox. It was a crazy situation.
It's already a lot that we get our own firehouse. You know, every day that we pass by undetected in the budget is a win for the slime team.
It is.
Because we only are in that slime house, I don't know, 2 days out of the week. We all
Yeah,
go back to our homes in Venice.
We're a hybrid model, yeah.
Yeah, we're mostly remote now.
Just
Yeah.
awesome.
Which it's been tough, I gotta say. You guys working remote on slime specifically has been very, very tough.
I'm
for
sorry,
us.
Jonathan, COVID.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we
I
gotta
know.
talk slime.
What are you gonna
during
do?
COVID.
I know
We gotta
about
talk
COVID
slime
and I
during
know the
COVID.
theories about how slime caused COVID, and I just don't want to go there this time. So I would love a real big
I think we
talk.
should go there, Jonathan.
I don't know if we should go there.
I think we should. I mean,
There-
we're still kind of in the dark about this. Yeah.
There have been no reports or research done about the direct correlation between slime and COVID.
Well, you know, I just don't want to get in it. Did slime were we struggling with slime? Were we trying to figure out a way to make slime more interesting? Did Nickelodeon own the lab in Wuhan? All these things could be true. I'm not saying they're false. I'm just saying I would rather not talk about it personally.
Okay, Jonathan. All right.
Well, I guess I'll bring something up that I've been kind of stewing on a little bit. That kind of pissed me off that Vanilla said about 10 minutes ago. That she said.
Classic Dart stew. Classic Dart stew.
She said something about we're all getting slimed by our boyfriends, and I wanted to bring this up. I do not like the connection between slime and cum. I don't like when we do that. I don't think it's funny, and I don't think it's nice. And I actually think it's inappropriate.
Even though even though slime reacts similarly to cum,
there, jerky, get
in
there.
that, even though
You got
Even-
it, Jerky.
even
You're
though
so nervous,
when
you're so shy, but God, that
even-
physical energy is insane.
I know I have to bottle it up when I'm on this.
No, but you're preaching the good news.
I'm
Go.
preaching. This is
I
big
think he's
too.
on
You're
my
gonna love
side,
this.
Vanilla. I think he's
No,
on
he's on mine.
Yeah, you don't want this, Vanilla.
No, Jerky, don't do this. Jerky, don't do this. You know you're my best friend in the office.
Get there,
I
Vanilla.
have to say it, Vanilla, please.
We
I have
carpool
to.
to the slime house once
And
a week.
I know, and I'm still gonna need those rides, but you gotta open your ears for this one, because slime, when it gets wet, it reacts similarly to cum when it gets wet. It gets chunky, gets real chunky. And I think that's why we got a lot of the comparisons. And it's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
Not fair.
I mean,
Not
Gumbo,
fair
you
in the
get
least.
facialed every other day. I mean, the amount of shit Gumbo catches.
Right.
Also,
The amount of-
we didn't mention a second ago that when you were standing in for Dua Lipa, I think a new thing that happened in the last 10 years of slime is we started sliming people mid-performance, and
Yeah.
no one gives Gumbo the appreciation that Gumbo had to learn all the choreography for Future Nostalgia. And
They
he
really
had because
do.
we had to see what part of the dance we could slime Dua. So
got
we
you
had
on-
to see
yeah.
Gumbo do the dance.
We got
Right,
you on roller
I'm in
skates
dance-
too.
I have to get here like 8 hours earlier than you guys for dance call, and it is exhausting, you know, to have to mimic all of these people. And you know, you have other people that you got to mimic, like Taylor Swift. She's not much of a
Right.
dancer, but she still has a lot of choreography, and so you have to both train and then untrain yourself. You have to memorize these steps as a dancer would, and then unlearn them a little bit to mimic her sort of sense of rhythm and charisma. It's exhausting, and the slime does not help. I will say that. You gotta give these people credit. The slime does not help when you're dancing.
Well,
and
that's
Freddie, I just
constant.
wanted to bring something up real quick about Freddie. Sorry, just because you've been saying the word mimic a lot, and there are some chat boards that are calling you a cryptid, and they think that you might be some sort of creature from another world that mimics people. And I just wanted to clear that up. I don't think that's true. I don't believe in it. But before we went on, I just wanted to
And
reference
I don't
that.
think that. I don't think that I'm some sort of evil sprite sent by the devil to mimic people with unnatural, uncanny ability in order to trick them into doing various things. My business pursuits are unrelated to my ability to mimic. And so I would push back hard against that, you know? I'd try and do my job every single day. You know, we've been talking about a lot of problems, and I just want to say there's lots of good memories that come with sliming. And I was just wondering if anybody has any of their favorite slimes. Who has a
One of my favorites, it was so special to me when we slimed the entire children's hospital. That was so special and so fun.
That was really hard lift for me, I'll say that. I know I'm being cum shamed over here, but I'll say that.
Don't own that. You don't have to own that. That doesn't
I
have
know.
to be something
I
you
can-
believe.
I can own my mistakes, Dart. Does that make you confused because you've never owned anything in your entire life?
Whoa.
I owned it. I owned it so much I had
Then
to leave
then
Dubai.
name it.
Okay?
Then name it.
I can't.
If you own it, but you can't own it if you can't name it.
It's an undisclosed mistake, and I won't bring it up. But go
You're
ahead,
not
talk about the
naming it.
Children's Hospital. Talk about Children's Hospital. not
Anyway,
about
I don't know.
please.
It was really freaking hard to hide a bunch of cases of slime in a place that is truly taking care of so many children.
Yeah.
It is so hard to bring in a bunch of liquid to a children's hospital.
I mean, I just never understood the backlash. Yes, did we destroy, over $1 billion of medical equipment? Yeah, but that is the price of joy.
And you
I
know
mean,
what? The reporters didn't say that MRI machine that we ruined was already on its way out.
Yeah, it was an old model.
already
It was an old
sick,
model.
Yeah, it was sick
It was
before.
already sick.
You could tell that
sick
MRI
MRI
machine was very, very sick.
Yeah, it wasn't
the
even
sickest one in the
yeah.
hospital, if you would,
It wasn't
It was
even
an
a new
old
age
model.
MRI. Yeah, it was before the MRI, the tube-shaped MRI.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it
big
was a
wand.
waterbed.
It was a waterbed, yeah. I think one of the big mistakes, and I'll own this for the Children's Hospital, I think it was one of the best things we've ever done. Me routing it through the sprinkler system was a mistake, and I think that was the problem, that it went into every room indiscriminately. And there were some people with skin conditions. There was, burn victims weren't huge fans of what we were doing. There was some other stuff going on. It just wasn't great
Yeah.
to have it
Dart,
pour
what
on the room.
happens when slime interacts with burned skin? What takes place there?
Well, when anything interacts with burn skin, the burn skin is not into it, right? Because there really isn't much there.
An incredible scientist you are.
Wow.
The
Yeah,
burn
I mean,
is not
scientifically
into it.
speaking, burn is unhealed skin, right? So it needs some time. It needs some alone time, if you may.
See, for
And,
me, I would have sworn it would have helped. I would have sworn.
And you all tried to
swore.
convince me, and I was feeling self-conscious about the shirt I was wearing that day, and so I listened to you guys because I thought maybe I am wrong about something.
I remember that. That was that day you wore that stupid fucking polo shirt that made you look like a virgin dweeb, and so but we were doing that collab with, I think you set this up, Jerky, that collab where Monster Energy wanted to create a line of slime with us. And we tested the model, and those chemicals do not interact very well on human skin. I will say that shit hurt. That shit hurt really bad.
Yeah, our monster line, that was actually a tough pickup. I had to sit with those monster guys for about a year before getting under their skin. They were tough. They're very extreme. I had to skydive like 8 times.
Wow.
We did base jumping with them. I had to really go undercover for that one.
We almost lost you to them. I remember that. We had to kind of bring you back.
Yeah, it was sort of a Point Break kind of situation.
Yeah.
Where I started to really feel affection for those guys, and I feel like they understood me. We were all pretty quiet guys, and we bank robbed a few times.
You went to Monster Christmas, didn't you? Oh, wait, you bankrupt?
No, I want to hear about Christmas.
I can go to Monster Christmas.
I think I gotta hear about Bankrob.
No, I was just saying the plot of Point Break. But Monster Christmas, totally, I can reply to that one. Monster.
And, in whichever order you feel.
Let's hit them both.
Yeah, me and those guys, we hit a lot of banks. We'd wear masks when we go into banks, and we'd rob them at gunpoint.
This makes so much sense. There was that string of bank robberies where the people were covered in green-like acid that burnt their skin with caffeine. And now it's making a lot more sense about what this was.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a Joker origin story. Could have been.
Okay,
Could have been.
let's
But you got
hear
out.
about Christmas.
Okay,
Let's hear
Monster
about
Christmas.
Monster Christmas. Ariana Grande's there.
Oh, my God.
No, wait,
Yeah.
and where'd she drive from?
She was from Mid-City.
No
my
way!
God,
Isn't that
I
so
forgot.
funny? It's
No
just
way.
so funny.
Isn't that crazy?
The way
That
you
is
say
so
it is
crazy.
so funny.
Well, I'm kind of, I may be quiet, but I got stories.
Yeah.
I got stories.
Mid-City's so wide geographically. It encompasses so much of the city.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities live there. We got Bam Margera.
What?
Steve-O.
Oh.
No way.
All the Jackass guys. We have, who else we got in there? We have Milo Ventramiglioge.
Oh, yeah. I love
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He was This Is Us.
Sliming him was hard. He took it bad. He was very sad. He was very sad and brooding after he got slimed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't get him at the award show. Katy Perry. Katy Perry was
Should we talk about the Katy Perry sliming?
I mean, who? That's a great question. I mean, just to expand it, who is your favorite person to slime? Who is the absolute best slime?
Well, I'll talk
in
about the
the
Katy
world?
Perry one because I'm the one who did create such a hard torque to hit Katy with that slime. I was really excited about it. To me, the greatest compliment I can ever get is when someone gets slimed so hard they fall over. And that's exactly what happened.
And in a way, yeah, and I can speak to this, if you fall over due to the sheer force of the slime, that's your body saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your body saying, I'm glad this happened.
Yeah. So we don't even need a verbal one, and we don't get them. But we get a lot of body thank yous, and we really appreciate every single body that's thanked us.
Vanilla, what was the setup like on that Katy Perry? How'd you figure out that timing? She really didn't see it coming.
Oh, something's wrong with your mic.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Someone put slime in her mic.
Oh, so who did that?
Slime Vanilla's
Put
mic.
slime in her mic.
Who did that? Oh, boy.
God.
Uh-oh.
I knew one of us had to get nailed.
All right, well, Vanilla seems out of commission for a moment. That's what happens. That's what we call a slime rebound. You say you need a slime 5, and then you gotta let that person go and deal with whatever slime they have to deal with. But so Vanilla's on her slime 5 right now. And Vanilla, why don't you just slime slack us when you're back, okay? All right,
Great,
sounds
thanks.
good. What were we talking about?
Oh,
Favorite
Jonathan, Yeah, the Katy Perry fallout from that. Did you have to
Oh.
deal with a lot of that, or was that mostly your dad?
So I actually had to deal with a lot of that, the Katy Perry fallout. I mean, she took it
Yeah.
so well, but oh, there you are. Hey,
I can't believe you guys put slime in my mouth.
Got you,
My
you
mic.
bitch.
you are done in this town.
I couldn't believe you put slime in my mouth, in my mic, and it went into my mouth, and I was out for 10 minutes. It was almost like my mic malfunctioned. This was dirty of you guys. We
Yeah,
said we
we
weren't going to slime. We stopped sliming each other years ago.
We slimed you in your mouth. We slimed you up your nose. We slimed you all over your face. It was crazy.
I get it. I'm not supposed to make cum jokes. I won't do it again.
What? Cum jokes? Oh, come on. Come on.
Back to it. Unbelievable.
You're mad, Dart. You're mad. You're mad that I'm calling you out, that I want to know what you did.
Dart, now's the time.
Tell us
Now's
what
the
you
time.
did.
You know what, Dart? We'll make it easy for you. We'll read what we have off our shared notes app.
That's
Yes.
what
All right.
we'll do.
Fine.
That's
Wow.
what we'll do.
Let's go round robin it, maybe.
Let's go round robin and see, because we all contributed to the notes app a little bit. I have, oh my God, rocket so big, too big, bigger than I thought. That was something you said in your sleep.
That's what I said?
I
That's what you
have.
said.
That's interesting.
So I wrote down desert, and then I wrote down like the worms in Dune, disaster. Oh my God. That's what I got.
Okay, those are interesting.
Yeah, I got more to add on to that. Worms from Dune. Cute? Question mark. And then I like turtles in quotes. I think you were quoting the boy from the I Like
That
Turtles.
maybe, and that we
Yeah,
don't know
from
if
the
that was
video?
part of it or
Yeah.
if it was just
Yeah,
you
guys,
dreaming
we
about
were
something
watching-
else.
we were
He
watching
does
that
quote
video.
A lot of viral videos.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we were
You know
we were watching a lot of YouTube videos on the big outdoor screen at the slime
At the
house.
slime
so-
house.
Well,
we
yeah, I
do have that
forgot. I
video
have like
on a loop.
nyan cat, ha 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 ha.
I do have
Can
that
I
one.
make another nyan cat?
Oh yeah, I have.
I-
I have.
no, I
oh
was
my
awake
God,
for that one.
shoes. Oh my God, shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes. Oh my God, shoes. Yeah.
Which could actually imply we were very confused about that one. That could really actually
Yeah.
be tied into the disaster.
Who knows?
So
but you know,
no, I'll talk about it.
Oh yes.
This is it, and I'm literally going to get murdered after today. So this is
Wow.
after I say this.
That's really epic of you to do this. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dart.
Yeah.
So
thought I'd do
epic
it.
of you. Thank you. Hey,
Dart,
thank
thanks.
I'm gonna
Just-
miss you guys. But
Truly,
I'll
Dart,
tell
you're
you-
irreplaceable.
No, I'm
you're
so sad
irreplaceable.
I'm so sad
Yeah.
to have to go. I'm
Wish
so
you
sad.
didn't have to do this, but it
wish
would
I
be
didn't
really
either.
awesome to hear, so we won't
It would
stop.
be
Yeah, it'd
awesome
be really
sauce.
cool.
It would be
It'd be really
absolute
cool.
awesome
I
sauce.
really would like to live, and it's gonna be sad to be killed. But I will say this story for you guys, if it really means something. Yeah, you guys figured it out. I worked in a desert compound for the government, whose whole sole operation was to send a missile and kill the creators of YouTube.
We didn't
I was
figure
gonna-
that out at all.
So I was working in a special psyop where I was going to kill the YouTube, the headquarters of YouTube, and the underground of YouTube because YouTube was interfering with the government elections.
Wow, I really thought this was going to be space related and just sort of like a misuse and overlook of funds or
Yeah.
something. Wow, this is so much more intense than I thought.
So we
Yeah.
were
Ton of
completely
murder.
wrong. You weren't just quoting the videos that we showed you. That was actually integral to the plot of
Yeah.
what was going on.
Those were the codes we were using. We were using
No.
those codes. Yeah.
and we just said the codes on air.
And you activated the missile.
Oh,
Oh no!
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
we'll see who dies.
this is
Oh,
going to take
man.
a lot of PR. This is
But
going
I
to
have
take
one
a
more
lot
thing.
of PR. What
The
was
only
it,
other
Dart?
thing is, you guys just got verbal slimed.
No.
No!
Yeah.
No!
I'm not gonna
verbal
die.
slime.
No!
A verbal
I'm not
slime.
gonna die. I'm not gonna die. That was
You
a verbal
really
slime.
had us.
Slime. As-
You really had us.
That was a verbal
Also
slime.
known as a threat. Wow.
That was a verbal slime, and I got you guys.
I can't believe I got slimed in the mouth We all got verbally slimed. What's next?
There was that time that Jonathan Nickelodeon slimed me spiritually, tried to get me to come to church with him.
That was interesting.
I slimed him so spiritually. I reached right in there and slimed his spirituality.
You shot a Bible out of a slime cannon.
And it worked. I'm religious.
Freddie, I'm so glad you found God. It's completely changed your whole thing.
Rocks.
I also feel so bad. I feel like, Jerky, you've been slimed financially because you shouldn't be financially responsible for all that prosthetics.
Yeah. It sucks. I'm still, Jonathan, we've had several one-on-ones.
And I love our one-on-ones.
It's great.
Love
just
one-on-ones.
kicking it at Nickelodeon Studios, having some fruit by the foot. I love those sessions we have, but it's hard, Nickelodeon's budget is super small relative to bigger networks like USA, AMC.
Ugh, God, juggernauts like USA have so much more money than us.
Their biggest competitors, TBS, AMC, USA.
The VH1 channel that only plays music videos. If we had that money, oh my God.
Oh my God. I'd be living in a house right now.
Yeah. Fuse TV.
And not a weird green workshop that we all live in.
Yeah. I would kill to have a budget, but I love it. I love it. And when you love something, money doesn't matter at all. I'm happy. I'm married to Donna. So,
guys, did you test the slime before you slimed me? Cuz all of a sudden I don't feel well.
Oh shit! I got $50 on small poop.
I'll see you that. I'll see you that, and I'll raise you $100 for medium poop.
I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna raise it to large liquidy poop and blood out the ears.
God, you're addicted to gambling. I see that, but I think you're going to explode into some sort of ball of slime anyway. Not poop at all, just become some sort of dysmorphic slime monster.
Freddy won! It's small poop!
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah! All right, you guys, tune into the Kids' Choice Awards this April 2024.
Can we reveal who we're sliming?
Okay, let's all go around because we got a big roster.
We got a big list.
We got King Charles.
We have Megan Trainor's toddler.
We've got Vukum, the guy that trades watches on TikTok.
And of course, Nikki Haley will be getting slimed twice.
Sorry, go.
Oh yeah, don't forget we've got the two broke girls on. We're gonna slime the two broke girls.
We also got Hozier. Take me to church.
The Bee in apartment 23 will be here.
The real life Wendy from Wendy's.
The guy from TikTok that goes, "Did you know in the movie made in 2022, he's getting slimed."
We're sliming the COVID compliance officer on Night Court.
We've got Sheree from the Housewives.
We got Howard Stern and Jelly Bean.
We've got the banker from Deal or No Deal Island.
Jimmy Carter is running for a Kids' Choice Award. He's 100 and he's ready to get slimed.
We're sliming Joe Biden's rescue dog.
JoJo Siwa's dentist.
Dove Cameron's foot.
Hunter Biden's brother.
Go for it.
No, you go.
We've got the Heim sisters all sliming each other.
Slaheim.
And a Heim brother. We got a Heim brother, too.
We got the Heim brother.
The Heim brother is out of his cage. He's being fed human rations, and he will be slimed.
We got the whole cast of Seinfeld. Sans Kramer.
Woo! We're sliming a whole Apple store. Yep.
We're sliming a sleep paralysis demon. I see and I see alone.
We're sliming the Mucinex booger. It's been happening for years, and we're doing it again.
Justin Trudeau is back with another apology and back with another slime.
We're sliming U2, the band.
We're sliming the Vegas sphere.
And that's it, guys.
That's it. That's the end of the list.
This has been Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist Answering a Question. Now that's why we call it show business. Good night.
Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist is an improvised Hollywood Roundtable podcast created, performed, and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Culhane, Angela Giarratana, and Patrick McDonald. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. Full video versions of AOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood!